So guys, this is my review for Hajime no Ippo Season 2, Episode 10. And with that, let's dive right into this review of this episode. So I did indeed enjoy the episode. It was it was interesting, like, because I'm sitting here, I'm watching it, I'm watching everything go down. I'm like curious about some stuff, right? Like, we know that Ippo's been like going through it mentally for since his fight with Date. Like, he's been just like, even prior to Date, like all of this stuff, and he gets to this place where specifically, like, you know, he to me it seems like what between him and Yamada, like it I felt like it became, it definitely, and that's the thing, like it's not like it's not personal, right? It is personal because Yamada is, he's his homie, he's his friend, blah blah blah. So, on one end, I'm watching this happen, and I'm sitting here thinking, like, well, Ippo, why are you? This is what I'm questioning, like, Ippo, why are you like really just like going through it mentally? But at the same time, I understand because again, it's a personal thing because, him and Yamada did build such a bond. They, even though like Yamada looked up to Ippo, at the same time, Ippo he looks up to Miyata, he looks up to Date, all of these things, and I understand both sides of both Ippo and Yamada. It's like you're walking into these fights, you get distracted, you're like, and then I'm sitting here like Ippo's getting distracted during his sparring sessions, during his practice with Chief, and I'm sitting here like man, like again, like I said, in my mind, I'm thinking like, why is Ippo like really reacting the way that he's reacting, right? But at the same time, with that, it coincides with what Yamada was doing. He was putting on a sort of a facade, trying to act tough, trying to stay focused, trying to this, that, and the third. But on the inside, he was going through. He was doing what Ippo was doing, not sleeping at night. Of course, Ippo wasn't. He didn't sleep the night before. One of the nights before either. All this stuff is on his mind. We see this going on between the both of them. Similarities and everything. And at first, I'm like, I'm thinking like Yamada is like I think I brought this up a couple times. Like, I felt like Yamada was holding a grudge against Ippo, but that's not the case at all. Like, he wants to prove to Ippo that he can defeat him, even though they have that type of a close bond. It's just that within these 2 years, life happens. You change. Your perspective changes. People change. It's like it happens. Like, you're going to go through the waves of life, and life is going to change you, and you may not interact with specific people like you used to. And again, that's why I'm saying, like, I understand both sides. So to see Yamada become, fully vulnerable in his locker room before he goes out to set up to fight Ippo, he didn't shake his hand or anything like that. I was just really just sitting here like, yo, like, Yamada's really like, he's really serious about this. Like, and when you really think about it, it's like he literally gets this championship fight against Ippo just 8 fights into his career, and that is a tremendous feat for such an early fighter, for such a young fighter in his career, right? But at the same time, Yamada's talking about whether he wins, loses, or draws, whatever. He's gonna retire. It's just like, I was also taken aback by that. I'm just like, yo, like I'm really feeling this story here between these two, and my mind is just being blown by the simplicity of what Ippo's going through mentally and emotionally with his attachment with Yamada, and the same thing was happening with Yamada, like. And I'm just like, yo, like, this is actually a really good story that more than likely is just like a one-off thing. And I have no complaints, because again, sitting here watching this, my complaints prior were, again, like I said, like, why is Ippo reacting this way? I understand, but his focus should be, he should be a defending champion. But you can't some people just can't put aside, and Ippo's one of them. Some people like Ippo can't put aside friendships and bonds because of what they built, which to me was a solid foundation of a bond that shouldn't be broken, even in a fight like this. There are just people who just won't be able to say, forget friendships. This is about the title, blah, blah, blah. Even though Ippo did indeed show signs of him turning that off, it's still there because he's Ippo. Why, why wouldn't you love that about a person, who truly cares about people, right? And so that's what I'm saying, guys. Like, I personally really have enjoyed this specific setting of a fight, friend versus friend, right? One looking up to the other, and this, that, and the third, and the other one not wanting to hurt the other. Like, it's just this specific fight is going to be interesting once the fight starts, and I'm really looking forward to seeing who's going to hesitate, who's not. Are they going to hesitate? Are they not going to hesitate? Like, I'm expecting people to hesitate when they're fighting each other, but either way, I definitely did say that I expect this fight to go 2 episodes. That's what I'm expecting, roughly episodes 11 and 12. I'm definitely looking forward to this fight. I believe it's going to be a great fight, actually. I don't think it's going to be quick or anything. I definitely believe Ippo's going to come out on top, and Yamada's going to retire and all that things. But I'm actually looking forward to this fight now, just because of what happened, what transpired over the course of these past 2 episodes. Just dope to me. But with that, guys, leave some comments in the comment section below. What did you all think of episode 10 of season 2? Let me know your thoughts. Let's talk about some things. But I will hopefully talk to you all with my reactions and reviews of episodes 11 and 12 to come of Hajime no Ippo. Peace, guys.